since I've started learning different languages, I have come to understand how much can the context change the meaning of a word. Now, wisdom is the quality of the spirit, not of the body, but the spirit is believed to be eternal, never born and never killed, so it doesn't have an age. That's why I believe that it is very important that before we start our research, we agree that youth is not the same for the spirit as it is for the body. Now, let's analyze wisdom. It takes the spirit a lot of time to reach it, and it is my belief that as we are born and as we grow, we find ourselves closer or further, but on the path to it. Now, any journey, and especially this one, teaches many lessons to those interested and open enough to learn them. To finish this journey, to achieve wisdom, you must not only learn those lessons, but also pass tests to prove what you've learned. By logical deduction, wisdom is the sum of those lessons. Therefore, I propose to you that we try to understand wisdom by analyzing the path that leads to it. First of all, I think that we should examine the words of someone who was a model for many people over the centuries. His name was Socrates, and he was often heard saying, "I know that I don't know everything." He was asking himself questions. He was seeking for answers, and he would never accept any explanation without analyzing it first. So here's our first clue about wisdom. It is achieved by study and research. Next, let me tell you a story about a man who believed that his purpose in life was to become a pilot. Early in his life, he discovered that there was no guide or manual about becoming a pilot. So he began to imagine the cockpit and the instruments and the order in which they should be used. As you can imagine, he knew that he might be wrong about some stuff, but he kept going. Sometimes he would read an article about planes or hear information regarding the subject to discover that his efforts were going in a wrong direction. He wouldn't give up then either. He was correcting himself and he progressed. Actually, I'm sure that he continued the hard work even after he became a pilot. As this man, we want to learn how to fly too, with our mind and spirit. There is no book that tells us how to be wise, but many enlightened men, scientists, artists, priests, or philosophers give us hints. Studying them is not an easy thing though, and the answers are never very clear. But it is known that all the efforts count. So now we know that not only the study, but also the effort we put into it is a very important part of the path and of the wisdom itself. Next, as the Buddhist Eightfold Path says, I think that it is very important to think and form our own opinions of life, of what's valuable in life. These opinions must be then verified. If a principle passes the test of time, if it proves itself worthy, in no matter what age or culture, then it is a timeless virtue, something we should take into consideration when we make decisions in our lives. On the other hand, the religions and the philosophies also agree that the path is not easy. It is full of obstacles that blur our perspective. That's why I think that it is very important to be focused. Only in this way we can remember our goals and accomplish them not anyhow, but by applying our principles. Now, keeping in mind all that we've discovered, study, effort, opinions, verified principles, and focus, we should return to youth. The body of a young person is completely developed and full of energy, but the youth is not the same for the spirit as it is for the body. For it being completely developed doesn't mean having 2 arms and 2 legs, but a sharp mind capable of reasoning. Thus, a young spirit has the ability to think and learn, and the power to continue on the path. So, a spirit can't succeed if he lacks the qualities of youth. But these qualities alone aren't enough. Remember, the effort, the energy must be invested into the right direction, and this requires a lot of self-control and focus, abilities that need to be nurtured through practice. In conclusion, a young spirit has the ability and most likely the desire to walk on the path to wisdom. That's why I believe that there is a seed of wisdom in youth. Nevertheless, do not let yourselves be fooled. The path is not easy, but reaching its end means reaching the true happiness. So don't you ever be afraid to walk down this road. because in this universe, no being is alone. Thank you very much.